Hello everyone, welcome to William and the Magic Box. Today on our show, we are going to have Travon. Travon is from Texas in the USA. So let's see what Travon has to say. Enjoy the interview. Okay, Travon, so how are you today?
I'm doing phenomenal. How about yourself?
I'm very well, thanks so much. So I can see that
Good.
you're very, there's a good sunny morning for you right now.
Yes, it is. It is beautiful weather. Yesterday we had September 11th, and we took some time out, and we thought about some things, and that was the year my wife and I got married. Actually, we got married 1 week after September 11th. So yeah, that did have an impact on us.
So it was 1 week after the 9/11 happened.
Exactly. Yes. 7 days after. We got married 1 week exactly. After September 11th. 2001. So. Pretty young. I was 20 years old. She was 22. But we knew what we had going. We understood that it's a blessing, and we want to take advantage of the blessing at the time. So that's what it is. And 20 years later, anniversary next week. So everything works itself out. Amazing.
And I was watching a little bit of your video that you posted, I think yesterday or the day before, I'm not sure. I was watching a little bit, and congratulations for you, your wife as well, for those 20 years. My goodness, a life, isn't it? 20 years.
Yes, it's a lot. It's a blessing, but you'll be surprised, man, how time flies. It takes 20 years to be 20 years old, and when you're 20 years old, you don't realize that 20 years have passed by. You really don't. You just keep moving. So it's a blessing just to be in a position to keep moving.
Absolutely. And what's the name of your city?
I live in a city called Lancaster. It's right outside of Dallas. The city of Dallas is called Lancaster. Some people call it Lancaster, but if we live here and you're from here, we call it Lancaster. There's a few more in the United States. We have one in Pennsylvania, I think one in California too, but I'm one here in Texas.
And what's the best part of living in your city, in your town?
I like it because it's right outside of the big city. I grew up in Dallas, and Dallas has a lot of avenues you can take to be successful. But sometimes, you just want to be right outside the city. So to be in a small town where it's community-based and people love each other, and you're able to take your kids and put them to school in a small town, get them to get a good education. I think that was some of the better suited qualities of living in the town that we live in now.
I see. And what do you do for a living, Travon?
I'm a chef. That's what I do daily. I am a chef. I have my own catering business. I work with a company. I have my own private end of it, but I work with the company, and the company's called Chef Seniors. And ran by somebody who was a pharmacist. She used to take care of a lot of older individuals, and that was something that I had experience with too, because I was a chef at a hotel, nursing home, and also I have a special needs son that I have to cook for. So I have to cook in many different formats. So that's something that I've been doing for many years. So right now I'm a private chef. I have a few clients. That's been a blessing. Since the pandemic, that's what I've been doing. Before that, I worked at a hotel. I was a chef at a hotel for about 5-6 years.
Mm-hmm. Very good. And I was watching as well. I was checking your profile, and you do meditation, you do yoga as well, classes.
Yes. That is something that is tremendously. I would say that's tremendously been a great benefit for me. I would say, there were points and times in my life to where I was in the valley, and I felt that the only way I could get myself out of it was just learning how to discipline my mind in different avenues, different areas, to help just upgrade my own self. Just how we upgrade cell phones, we put apps on this and apps on that. I feel like, I need to put this app of meditation into my life, because it is an application. Once you apply it, it is an application, right?
Absolutely. Okay, Travon, so welcome to William and the Magic Box. Are you ready?
Right.
Are you ready to go on a beautiful journey through your memories in life and your point of views? Let's do it. I'm just going to play a song now just for us to move a little bit before the first question, okay?
All right.
Let's do it. Hope you like it. Wow, Wow, I like your moves. Very good. Let's go for the first question. Just before the first question, through the game, if there is a question you don't have an answer for, or you don't want to answer, always can change, okay? It's very chilled, all right?
Okay, all right.
Right, tell me, the first question is, what did your parents do that comforts you the most?
What do they do for me the most?
That comforts you the most?
That's a good question. Both my parents did different things, you know. My mom, I would say by her, you know, being there at a lot of sporting events, you know, she actually taught me how to play basketball. She never played it. You know, she encouraged me to be a track athlete, and also she encouraged me in poetry. So by her being around consistently, by her just keeping her positive affirmations when I felt down and I was trying out new things, by her always being there and having that positive affirmative word for me, I think that was a major plus. And then my father was ex-military, and you know, he's a lawyer, and so for him to instill that daily discipline of being a man, to know that you will have opposition in life, even though you're not asking for this opposition, you will have it, and you must have a strategy. You must have a plan, because if you do, that way you can control your emotions. You won't get so bent out of shape when something doesn't work out your way. So that's what I got from both of my parents. It comforted me, because this helped me so much in my life. I'll be honest.
Absolutely. I think at the end of the day, it's all come down to our families and everything that we learned and went through that, for sure.
Yes.
Let's go for the second question, Travon. Let's do it.
Right.
Very good. Right, before the next question, as you mentioned before, that now you celebrate 20 years of your wedding anniversary. Tell me, so far, what's the most beautiful and memorable lesson you learned from your wife through this journey?
Wow, that's a real good question, because I learned so much from my wife. I'm a little bit different as a husband, because I've realized that you know, we look for outside sources, role models. Like I said before, speaking to different people, I see my wife as a symbolism of a role model, because one thing that I noticed that she's able to do is she's able to stay consistent. I have issues in my past where I dealt with a lot of drinking, and my wife, she didn't. She found a way, and I would, you know, like I said, I have a special needs son, like we were discussing earlier, and that was part of the reason why I would drink so much. And I realized that what's on, you know, there are other people going through this situation, but they're not doing what you're doing. And lo and behold, my wife was one of the people going through the situation, but was able to maintain and, you know, and not pick up any bad habits. So I learned through her that you can be consistent, and you can find people that are close to you, not on TV, but people who are really close to you, to inspire you and to push you, because she's done so. I wouldn't be a private chef doing what I'm doing now if it wasn't for her keeping me encouraged and being consistent with me as a spouse.
Very good one. She'll be very happy to see that during the interview. Okay, Travon, next question for you is, what are you most passionate about?
Ooh, you know what? I think that for me, it's not necessarily about passion. It's more so about being driven and having a strategy, which can be two different things, because passions tend to fade. But when you have a strategy and you have a desire for something, you know, that's something that is intrinsic and stays with you. So something that I am passionate about, that I'm driven about, I would say, is the success of my family, meaning my children. You know, my daughter, I have a daughter who's off in basic training right now. I want to see her grow up and be successful. I want to see her be that strong, independent woman. With my son, he might have special needs, but there are things that he can do, and daily, if he continues to try, continue to move, and continue to grow, that's all you can ask for. So those are some of the things that make me feel good, and I can't stop. I'm relentless on. So I have to stay on top of these things to make sure I'm doing what I need to do as a father, to make sure that they have the things that they need.
Very good. Good father.
You got him today, don't you? You like me today. You making me, you blowing me up. You're puffing me up. You're gassing me up right now. You're just filling me full of gas, making me feel good. It's gonna be a good yoga session today.
Yes. Next question. Next question. Let's do it. What's your all-time favorite band and why you consider that?
Ooh, all-time favorite band. Ooh. That's a good one. That is a real good one. You know, I listen to a lot of Texas music, so I like a lot of Texas artists, but one of my favorite that I've been listening to since a kid is an artist called Little Kiki. You know, Little Kiki is a great artist here in the United States, especially here in the South of Texas. You know, I like to listen to his music. He has a lot of motivating properties in it, especially it depends on what struggles you've been through in your own life. And a lot of his struggles correlate with some of the things that I've been through. So I love to listen to Lil Kiki to keep me motivated. You know, my other favorite band is Joel Osteen. You know, I love Pastor Osteen. So I'm not listening to some good Texas music. I'm listening to a Texas preacher. So I'm sorry, but I love Joel Osteen too as well. So I had to throw two in there for you. I'm sorry, William.
That's okay. Just because you are allowed to get two of them, that's fine, not a problem.
Right.
Next question. Right, next question for you is, good one. What does love mean to you?
Ooh, love. Oh man. Ooh, that word is so broad. It covers so much. So I would, just to kind of narrow it down, I would say love for me, just speaking of my family in general, is something that is infinite. I feel like it's eternal. Not something that, okay, I die and that's the end of it. You know, I feel like even beyond my own death, that I would still feel love and that I would leave love behind. So I feel like it's an eternal property. That's how I feel about love.
Do you believe that there are different kinds of love?
Yes, I do. I believe that there are several types of love. You know, you have love for a stranger on the street, but there's not too much maybe that you can do for this person, but there are things you can do. You might love to give, you might even love to receive, you know, or you might love a friend, but there's certain things you don't do with that friend that you might do with someone else that you love. So there are several types of love. You know, I have brothers, I have sisters, I love them too, you know. Cousins, I love them, you know, but there are several types, because when you get married, you understand that there is a different level to it that a lot of people don't see unless they are actually have experienced or are currently experiencing. So it's really hard to explain, but I feel like it's an eternal process.
Absolutely, and I think I do believe as well, different kinds of love, but all of them, they come from a very special place, you know, this feeling of love. I think it's all of them, at the end of the day, they all come from this beautiful feeling that we managed to have. Good.
Yeah.
Next one, let's do it. I like your collar. Tell me a little bit about your collar and your bracelet. I like it.
Oh, okay. It's crazy, but I've been having these beads since I was in high school. I used to make them when I was in high school, and I would sell them. And then one day, they would sell too, because no one had beads like this, just the necklace. But the bracelets, these are bracelets that I make too.
I like it.
So it's just
like this.
I had them since high school, but I just never really wore them, and I lost the box throughout the years of, moved from one apartment to the next apartment, married, and I think that I went to my mom's house one day, and she was like, "Hey, go get your stuff." And I was like, "What stuff?" She said, go get your stuff. But I went up to my old bedroom as a kid, and there was stuff just sitting there, I'm like, "Gosh, Mom, you ready to get me out of here? I'm ready to get my stuff out of them." So I just had the box, and I never opened the box, and then I opened it one day, and I was like, "Hey, I've been having these beads for all these years." And it's just something that I wear. They help give me a sense of peace. So, it's something that I wear. It's something that I love, and I've had people ask me about them, but I really can't tell them too much because I've been having them for so many years. Don't even know if they make beads like this anymore. Well, I made them, but these particular beads. So, yes, thank you for asking about them.
Yeah, they're unique. I can't say it spot me straight away. I was like, oh, that's something interesting.
Thank you. Thank you.
Right. Next question is, where do you want to be in 10 years' time from now?
Oh, that's a very phenomenal question because I am always thinking about the future. I am 40 years old. 10 years from now, I'll be 50. 50 years old, I would like to be in a position to where I am able to help pay other people's bills. I would like to be in a position to where I can maybe give other people high-ranking jobs. I would like to be in a position where, I can continuously make donations to the community, volunteer work. I want to be able to give back in a expansive way within the next 10 years. So I have a lot that I'm working on to make sure that I'm positioning myself in the right way to achieve some of these things. That's a good question.
Good.
You got them coming today, don't you?
Magic box.
That box, that's a potent box.
Let's do it. Let's do it. Right. Next question for you is, which season of the year you feel more connected with and why?
I love cold. I love it when it's cold. I'm in Texas and it gets hot. Oh man, it gets hot, but it gets cold too. That's the one thing I love about, especially North Texas, Dallas area, Fort Worth area, it gets cold. So I love the wintertime. Last winter we we got cold. We got down to negative wind chills, 0 degrees, and I was outside. My wife was like, "Where'd you go?" I was like, outside. I'm outside. I'm outside doing yoga. Sounds crazy, but it's the truth. That's what I was doing. Ice on the ground, but I'm outside doing yoga.
Very brave. Oh my God, how could you concentrate? My goodness.
You'd be surprised if once you step out there and you have the right mentality, you're fine. But if you go out there like it's cold, then it's going to be cold. You have to let that internal heat warm you. Some people like, you're crazy.
Is your birthday around winter time as well or not?
Oh, it surely is. It's 7 days before Christmas.
Oh
December
my God.
18th. Yes, December 18th, 7 days before Christmas. And I thought that was real cool when I was 5, 6. I have a twin as well. We thought it was cool, and then we realized that, hey, wait, my brothers and my sisters are getting gifts the week after our birthday. And then we realized it's difficult to share your birthday month, and then you have the most major holiday. Oh my God, I sound like every other baby. Just this man just don't know what to say. I can't have my own time.
Interesting.
But even as an adult, what I've done though, I've learned to embrace it. So I just tell my whole family, this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna celebrate the entire month. So everybody in the house gets a gift, maybe the first week of December, and then I turn around and give everybody else another gift my birthday week, and then they get their Christmas gifts too. So I just take the whole month and just say, hey, this is what we're gonna do with it. And make sure everybody just gets a little something ahead of time. I can't help myself. So.
It's your month, so it's your favorite month. A lot of presents come along, a lot of gifts.
Yeah, I love December. It's the month, man. It's the month to be in. That's my favorite month. That's my favorite time of the year, all time. I was born, December 18th is my favorite day, all time. 1980, that year I was born was a year that a lot of things came to fruition. I don't know because I was a baby, but I'm just saying it because I was born that year. So,
I was born in the 80s as well, 82, so I know what you mean.
Oh, so you understand your 80s baby too.
Totally, totally, absolutely. My favorite. Next question. Let's do it. Okay, Travon, before the next question, tell me what's the best part of being a chef and what's the most challenging part?
I would say the best part of being a chef is that you get the opportunity to be able to cook for people. You know, for me, cooking for people is something that I love to do, and that's the same as the hardest part is cooking for people because taste buds are different. It doesn't matter who you are. You know, taste buds are different. People don't taste food the same. You know, you can make it exactly the same, and someone's gonna say they had too much salt, and you know you didn't put too much salt in it. You know, but you know, or someone's gonna be like, oh, this is not done, and you know it's done, but you just have to say, okay, all right, go back, start over again, you know, and that's part of the process. You know, 9 times out of 10, I don't have to do that, but that's still a nerve-wracking process. It is, you know, especially if you're cooking for people. You know, you would think it's cooking for people of just of elite status, but for me, when I'm cooking for people who are up in age, and I know they have dietary issues, you know, they might be eating this food. Should they be eating this way, or should I be cooking it for them another way? I need to find out if they have any, you know, medical restrictions, dietary, because things can happen. So it's a challenging job. It really is. But then again, it's very rewarding at the same time.
Absolutely, absolutely. And are you most your personal? You're most a savory or a sweet person? Your taste.
Now, when I'm making food, it doesn't matter because I tend to make what the client wants, and I think a lot of chefs feel that way. You know, like I get asked, "Well, what's your specialty?" I say, "Whatever the guest wants," because I know how to cook everything. This is what I've been doing for, you know, from waiting tables to being a chef. I've been in the industry for 20 plus years, so you know, you learn everything. So it's not one thing I focus on. But now, when I'm at home, I prefer sweet myself. When I'm at home, you know, you give me some candy, give me some desserts, saying all that, but it's true. So then I have to go outside and go sweat it out in the Texas sun.
Next question for you is, describe yourself in 3 words.
Ooh, okay. I would say faithful, relentless, and strategic. Those are the 3 words: faithful, relentless, and strategic.
I like that.
Those 3 words.
Very good, very good. Next question, Travon. Right, next question for you is, what is the most romantic thing someone ever done for you?
Oh, well, since I've been dating my wife off and on since I was 14, it would have to be her. Now, what she did, I would say, when we were, let's say, probably 7 years in marriage, it could be even longer than that. I remember on one of our anniversaries, she took me just out the blue. She said, "You know what? Come on, let's go somewhere." She took me to a restaurant. Then she took me on an airplane ride around the city. You know, I mean, I wasn't expecting anything. I thought we were just gonna go out to this restaurant and get something to eat. Next thing you know, we pull up to the restaurant, and I know it's connected to like a smaller airport, but I wasn't paying, you know, any mind. And she's like, "All right, well, we're gonna go out this back door." Somebody came in the door and said, "Your plane is ready," and I was like, "What? What?
Oh.
My plane?" She's like, "Oh yeah, I got you. Let's go. Let's go." So, you know, I mean, that was cool.
Wow.
Cool, man. I mean, you know, we've done a lot of things, traveled, done a lot of different things, but as far as like surprises wise, that one got me. Simple because it's the city we live in, which is Dallas at the time. We live outside of Dallas, but just to fly over the city, I've been in airplanes, but just to fly over that city, then turn around and land back home. You know, I just like that was pretty cool.
What a gift. Wow.
Yeah.
Lucky you.
I am, man. I'm not gonna lie to you. I snatched her up. I wasn't letting her go.
Next question. Okay, Travon, as you mentioned before, of course, yesterday, it's been 20 years since the 9/11 happened. And I'm sure 20 years ago, as you mentioned, you organized your wedding at the time. But tell me, what were you doing at the time when you find out the news, when the whole world was just talking about it? Do you remember the moment?
I do. My wife had gotten up. She went to work. This is my girl. This is my fiance at the time, actually. We were thinking about getting married, and she was pushing towards maybe, around December, or a little bit later on. And she got up and went to work that morning, and I was kind of dozing in and out, and I had it on the news, and, I heard, they said a small plane hit the building, hit one of the towers, and I was like, what? I'm turning on the news, I'm seeing it, and I'm like, okay, that had to be, that's a big hole for it to be such a small plane. But, we saw the second plane come through, and I got on the phone immediately with my wife, and I saw the first plane, and she informed the people at her office building. I mean, it was just a tragic moment, just to see, anywhere in the world being attacked when you have innocent lives, and no one is expecting this. No one is bothering the people at the time, so you would think, especially that we're in the building. And I feel like that moment is like everybody says, it stays with you, and it was very impactful on you, and it caused you to look at your life in different capacities, different ways. And that day stick with me. I was in the bed with my wife. My wife came home early that day, probably around 12 o'clock Central Time here in Texas, which would be about 1 o'clock in New York.
Yeah.
It was a rough experience for it. And I know not just only, Americans, but there are people from all across the world who know people who are here in the States. And not even only that, just to see a traumatic event occur anywhere.
Yes, I think that it's the whole world. It touched the whole world. I remember I was in Brazil, back in Brazil, and I remember I couldn't believe I was watching the news. I was like, oh my God, that's, when you look at it, for me, it looked like a movie or something. It wasn't real. It didn't look like a real at the time. But yes, I think it's the whole world, what I mean? The whole world felt the event. Yeah. And I remember once, I have a friend who lives in Berlin, in Germany, and he said to me that he was flying to New York at the time, from Berlin to New York, and halfway they need to go back because, the airspace that was closed. He said, really, I remember I was on the plane, and suddenly the pilot just said, okay, we need to go back to Berlin. We cannot go to New York. And you know what I mean? Nobody wasn't understanding what was happening at the time. I think it was... Imagine. Yeah, I think it was a day you will always remember. It's been 20 years. My God, yes.
And I was telling you earlier, that was a big influence as to why, my wife and I, we were talking, and, I convinced her, I was like, hey, we need to do this now, and she's like, this, I just don't want to seem like I'm celebrating. I was like, babe, they will want you to live your life. You have people who lost their loved ones, and they don't want you to stop living your life.
Yes, absolutely.
They want you to live your life and celebrate the love that you have while you still have it. And
absolutely.
That was an eye-opening experience for us in that capacity. 20 years later, from that, we could sit here and say that, we did get married 1 week after it, and that did play a part, even though we were engaged, but that played a part in the date of marriage.
Absolutely, yeah. Cool. Okay, next question for you is, this one. Tell us about your first kiss and your first love.
Okay, I think my first kiss was like in junior high. It was awkward. Oh. No, man, do I remember the girl's name? No, I don't, but it was awkward. And, oh, man, something going on there, man. Front teeth knocking. It didn't feel good. Now, I can honestly say, as cheesy as it sounds, my wife is my first love. And I'm going to tell you why. Let me just tell you why. I was at a basketball game with one of my brothers, right? We chilling. I'm just chilling. We watching a game. It was a mutual friend who actually went to high school with her, my wife. But my wife wasn't playing at the time. She comes in the stadium steps. We're in a basketball arena, so she's walking up the steps, and she has the blue boot on her foot. When you have an ankle injury, when those big blue boots you put on
Yeah.
your foot when you mess up your ankle. And she had that on and she walked up the steps. It's like everything just went in slow motion. And I was like, oh, I looked at my brother. I said, that's going to be my wife. I'm going to marry her one day.
Wow.
My brother looked at me and was like, oh, she do look good. I was like, yeah, man. He's like, how you know that's going to be your wife? I said, man, that's going to be my wife. Watch. God told me so. He's like, man. And I told her, after we got together, that's when I told her about that. She thought she couldn't believe it. So, but yeah, my first love is my wife. I saw love at first sight, buddy.
As they say, the words have power. The words have power. And there's a
lot of power in your words that you speak. I agree with you, William, on that one.
Absolutely. And you felt it. I'm sure you felt it. You felt comfortable
yes,
saying
sir.
it. And it came, oh, wow, beautiful. I'm glad this question came along. Okay, Travon, I have 3 questions left for you, okay? Let's do it. Okay, next question for you is, would you ever get a tattoo and what that would be?
Man, my wife wouldn't let me get a tattoo when I was young. I'm 40 now. I'm too old to get a tattoo. People are like, you're not too old to get a tattoo. I'm like, listen, I'm too old. I am 40 years old. I should have got a tattoo in my 20s, or my 30s, you know? But my wife was like, no, don't get a tattoo. You know, I like you the way you are. Don't get it. I was like, all right, man. I never got one, man. Man, oh, you hurt.
I don't have either. I'm your age, I don't have either. So
you don't have any tattoos either?
I don't have tattoo at all. I don't have it. I'm scared of the pain.
Good. I'm not the only one.
2 questions left. Let's do it. Okay, Travon from Texas. Next question for you is, what is the funniest gift have you ever received? Funniest or strangest?
Well, a lot of people would think it's strange, you know, a pot holder, you know, but I'm a chef, so it's cool. I can use it, but I didn't like it. You give me a pot holder. I got plenty of pot holders. Thank you, though. I thank you. I'll use it. Every time I use it. So that was the weirdest gift, a pot holder, man. A pot holder. I got a house full of them. I do. But, okay. I won't say who gave it to me.
Cool. Let's keep it secret.
You know, this is a coworker. I can't say who because I don't remember who because I don't keep up with people like that. Honestly. But it was an ex-coworker who was a cook themselves and they gave me a pot holder. And the thing about it, people were passing out alcohol, cigars, like real knives, you know, like real chef's knives, man. You know, gift cards, you know. I even bought somebody like an $80 bottle of tequila, and I got stuck with a pot holder. I'll give you more context of why I'm saying it that way. There you go. I can't remember who did it because it was like one of those gift draws at work where you just randomly, but everybody said you can't spend any less than this or any more than this. But that person spent way less. I mean, it's a pot holder. It was a silicone, supposed to be like a silicone pot. I can't do anything with a silicone pot holder. I can't.
It stuck to your memory, for sure. You're never going to forget.
Yeah, man. Come on, we sure did, William. You're right. Silicone pot holder. I got some tequila.
Okay, Travon, let's go for the last question. Ready?
Okay.
Let's do it. Right, just before the last question, I saw a phrase on your Instagram profile and got my attention, and I'd like you to explain through. It says, plans strategically for life or life strategically plans for you. Tell me a little bit about it.
Okay, plan strategically for your life or your life is strategically planned for you. That was something that I just came up with one day or I live by it, and I can tell you what it means. Like, if you plan strategically for your life, then that means you have a purpose. You know what you're going to do for the day. You know what needs to be done for that day. Now, you might not understand what specific tasks you might do, but you know what you need to do. You know you need to get up, you know you need to go to work, or you know you need to take care of whatever it is. But if you don't plan strategically for your life, life will plan strategically for you, meaning that you will just get up and somebody will tell you what to do every day. They'll say, okay, you need to do this, or okay, you need to do this, whether it's a boss, a coworker, a friend, a loved one, a stranger on the street. You know, that's just you going with the flow. If you just go with the flow, you usually end up, in the sewer, collected up where all the trash ends up flowing to where the trash stops flowing. That's where going with the flow goes, the path of least resistance, So I've learned that if you plan strategically, you will get the things that you ask for, everything you ask for. If you have some sort of strategy in your life, but if you don't, you will get what other people want you to have. And that's all you'll ever get. So that's simply what that means.
Very good. Last question for you is, when was the last time that you cried and why? If you can share.
The last time I cried, it was not too long ago. I can tell you, I have a special needs son. He's fully disabled. He had an acute situation where I had to rush him to the hospital. I had to look at my wife. I was like, look, we got to go to the ER. I hopped in one of these two cars behind me and ran him up to the hospital. And, they had to transfer him from one hospital to a children's hospital in Dallas. And he had to have major surgery. So, I would say after we got the surgeon to realize, he needed to have surgery, and we let them know that, hey, we understand what's going on, and we're able to, process this stuff, and we're here. We can just be candid and frank with us, And after all that, we got him set up, we got his surgery. His surgery was successful. I came home, and my wife and I came home, and I got on my yoga mat, and I just thought I was going to meditate, and the next thing you know, man, I let it go. I just, all that stress, dealing with him in a hospital situation, at the time. And I had an employer at this time. I was an executive chef at a nursing home. I had switched from where I was at the hotel, and I went to a nursing home to run the nursing home as a chef. But, that job, they weren't too understanding of it, in which I do understand because I'm an executive chef. I'm the director of food and beverage there, and it is a nursing home. It is a lot of people there who need care, consistent care, and I had to take some time off, so I had to unfortunately let that job go. But from that point, I'm doing what I'm doing now, and I get to spend more time with my family. The income is good, and life is good, and more time with my family is really good. So, but that was the last time I cried, when he was in the hospital and he had his surgeries, and we were like, man, what's going on? So yeah, that was the last time. That's 3 months ago. 4 months ago.
Thanks for sharing. Thanks for sharing these personal events. I think sometimes, as you said, sometimes crying as well is a good thing, isn't it? It just releases, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Crying. It's good to cry, but of the emotion.
As men, especially as men, we feel like, you lose, masculinity if you cry, but that is actually a form of being masculine and being human. You
Totally.
have to cry.
Yeah.
You have to cry. Otherwise, you're gonna stroke out. You're gonna have high blood pressure. It's gonna be so many things to happen for you. So it is a good venting system to shed a little tears.
Absolutely. I think crying is a sign of being strong. You know what I mean?
It is.
Yes, absolutely.
It takes a strong person to cry, because most of them, I'm not gonna cry. You're saying that because you're scared to cry. But if you go ahead and cry and get it out, you'll feel a lot better. I agree with you. That's a good point.
Very good, very good. Okay, Travon, it's not the end yet. Okay, let's play now the word association game. Okay, I'm going to give away some words, and just tell me one word that comes to your mind. Okay, quick thinking.
Okay.
Let's start with religion.
Religion is beliefs.
Okay, politics.
Beliefs.
Life.
Way you believe.
Okay. Money.
Sad to say it again. It's about beliefs. All of it.
Love.
The way you believe.
Money. Oh, sorry. Family.
The reason you believe. It's
Okay.
family.
How about sex?
Sex. Sex is overrated.
Okay. Fear.
Overrated.
Friendship.
Underrated.
Desire.
Ooh, definitely underrated.
Regret.
Not thought about enough.
Okay. How about success?
That's overrated.
Okay. Wish.
Okay.
Okay. Happiness. Happiness.
That's all.
Okay. And if I would ask you to define just one word, executive chef, one word.
Tough.
Okay. And the last one now, USA.
Resilient.
Okay, good one. Let's play now, Travon and the Magic Box, and you can ask me a question, okay? But
Okay.
before that, let's play that I'm gonna meet your lovely wife for a cup of tea, and I'm going to ask her, tell me the most beautiful thing about Travon, and tell me something that he still needs to improve on. What should you say?
I would say he does a lot of different things that he doesn't have to. He does that a lot. That I do a lot of different things for that I don't have to. You know, we could be in this garage right here behind me. The garage door could be not even open, and I open the car door for her while we're in the garage. Close the car door for her while we're in the garage. Stuff like that.
Okay.
And I didn't hear the second half of what you might have asked me, William.
So, and what's something that you need to improve on?
Oh, what I need to improve on? I would say she would probably say he can improve on his attitude. You know, because you always can. You know, it's not a negative thing. It's more so of my attitude is more so of I get stressed and worried. I think about my son, think about doctor's appointments. You know, I think about the medical equipment that he has. Like, you can calm down a little bit on that because, you know, he's okay. So she helps him with that. I will say that.
Hey, okay, Travon. So now you can ask me a question now.
Okay. What is it that made you decide to start William in the Magic Box?
Good question. Good question. Right. I always believe that everyone in this planet has a talent. Yeah. I think everyone. If you're gonna go, sometimes some people you know what I mean. They are so lucky that they find straight away. Some people they work through their lives for a while, try to find their path in life.
Yeah.
And I've always been trying to find my way in life. I remember, like in the past, talking to people, friends, and I remember people say, "Oh my God, I do what I love. I wake up to the world to do what I love," you know. And I was trying to when I was talking about that, I was always asking myself, "My God, what is my passion? What's something that I would like to do for life?" And of course, you know, I always loved being like, as a kid, I would love to be, I want to be Michael Jackson when I was a child, you know what I remember? Yeah. I remember I would be Michael Jackson, I want to be an actor, you know, and but at the end of the day, I was asking myself, what is something that you know, you want to do for life? What is being an actor, being a dancer, or being a psychologist, or be a teacher? I always wanted, and you know, you have different wishes in life. Sometimes you want to be a doctor, you want to be a lawyer, or you want to be, you know what I mean, a pilot. So there are so many things. But sometimes when you have those questions, you ask yourself, you wonder which one will be the happiest. And I always ask this question to myself, and I couldn't find like the right answer. But I knew it. I knew deep inside that one day would come naturally. And genuinely. And through last year, since the world went upside down, you know what I mean, regarding this, you know, this epidemic, what's happening in the world right now. And literally, I went for a run one day in the park, and this idea just flooded to my head, and I was like, oh my God. I remember I was running, and I even stopped the moment because it was so powerful that I even couldn't run anymore. You know, my head was around. I remember the moment. I remember as well the place where I was when this idea came along. And funny enough, yes, and I was like, oh my God, that's what I'm gonna do for life. That's what I want to do for life. That's where my path. And I remember as well that you know, I remember that this kind of interaction, like I'm doing right now, like asking questions. Actually, I've always been doing that when I meet friends, like for coffees, or when I meet like group of friends, when you go for holidays. And when I look back, I always find myself going like, oh, so tell me something interesting about your childhood. Oh, so what was your best memory at school? So it's kind of interaction. When I look back, I've always been doing that. And so this for me, it's something that's me. You know, I like to be connect with people. So that's the whole let's say genuinely thing that it came naturally, it came genuinely. So that's the meaning why I started the show. So it's just a blast. I just you know, when I connect with the person on the other side, I even forget about everything. Like I forget that I'm recording, and when I'm editing the video, that's where I see the whole interview. But when I'm talking right now, for me, I feel like I talk to a friend. I'm talking to someone. I'm just interacting. I'm just sharing energy. I'm just sharing experience. So yeah, that's my answer to you, Travon.
I think that's a good answer because it sounds like you understand what your calling in life is about. You know how to bring things out of other individuals. Sometimes you bring it out that they might not even see it themselves. And then when you bring it out, they're able to see some things just by the way you interview. So that sounds like you have a strategy in your life.
There we go. A genuine one.
Yes. Yes.
But yes, what you just said is true, because sometimes when I've been like connecting with people around the globe, and sometimes people, they share so much about their lives, you know what I mean? Sometimes I remember once this question about your first kiss and your first love came to someone as well. I never forget that. And he said to me, after he sent me a testimonial video, he said to me, oh my God, I don't remember talking to anyone about my first kiss or my first love. I never thought about like sharing that. That's something that I never naturally came to me. You know what I mean? And through those questions, Will, I just felt comfortable. I just felt comfortable that I felt safe that sharing that with you, or sharing that who is going to be watching. So that's why I said it makes sense. You know, people they just like, and I think we are a magnet. We you know what I mean? We're sharing energy with other people as well. And if you feel comfortable, you feel safe, why not? Just like talk to a friend. You just feel like talking to a friend. That's the whole magic of the show. That's what I enjoy. I just hope you had a good time.
I loved it. I loved it. This was fun. I really appreciate you for inviting me onto your podcast.
Thanks so much.
I really do. It was an honor.
Thank you. Thanks so much for taking the time on Sunday morning. My God, so early morning you took the time to do this interview with me. It's a pleasure. Thanks so much.
I'm gonna be up anyway because I'm gonna do some yoga. It's a meditation.
But before you go to your yoga, your meditation, I would like you to share a positive message or a positive quote to everyone, please.
Okay, that'll be no problem. I would say this: anything that you ask for, anything that you truly desire, it will be granted upon you if you are consistent. You believe it, just a fraction. Even if you believe it 0.0001%, you will receive it, because that is better than not believing at all. So all it takes is just a little bit of belief, and then you can acquire the things that you want in your life. Just how William has done. He said he was running and it hit him. He was patient. Me, myself, I had to have a little bit of patience. So if you have patience in your life and you don't put an age range on your success, then you will be successful. So keep yourself unlimited, keep yourself open, and stay relentless and strategic, and you will have what is meant for you to have in your life.
Very good. Very good. I love it. Very good. Very good. Thanks so much, Travon. Thank you. All the best. Happy, again, congratulations for your 20th anniversary with your wife. Okay?
Thank you very much, William.
Enjoy.
And growth for you too as well, brother.
Take care, okay? Thanks so much.
Keep traveling all across the world, talking to people from everywhere. I love that.
Yes.
All right, my brother. Take it easy.
Take care. Have a great day.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Take care. So, did you like the show? Don't forget to give a like, share it, and also don't forget to subscribe to the channel. And if you'd like to be part of the show as well, first subscribe to our channel, and after that just go to our website www.williamandthemagicbox.com and send us a request saying why you'd like to be part of the show, and I see you there. Bye bye, see you next time.